Welcome back. So in the last few lectures we talked about password security and password managers. We mentioned that using password managers is a more secure option if you care about your password security. And in this video we're going to take a look at the simple, easy to use and free open source password manager. In this lecture we're going to take a look at Keepass. So to download Keepass, which is a free-to-use password manager, you need to navigate to the website keepass.info. Right here you will see a simple page with the latest release, which currently is 2.5. If you want to download it, you click on that. It will start the process of downloading. And by the way, pardon me for not having Windows 10 machine full screen. This is because for some reason it doesn't want to give proper resolution, but nonetheless we will still manage to work with this. Okay, so once you click on the newest release, you can click on download Keepass 2.5 right here and it will start downloading your password manager. Once it finishes downloading, it will give you this file right here. You want to run this setup file, and once you perform the installation, which you want to go with all the default settings, you will end up with Keepass application. To start it, we will double click it and it will open a simple window. Let me just click OK right here. And it will open a simple window that looks like this. It will be empty for you and for me in this case. Now, first thing that we want to do is we want to create a new database where we are going to store our credentials for our accounts. To do that, we need to go on File, click on New, and it will give us a description that new database is going to be created. It says your data will be stored in a Keepass database file, which is a regular file. After clicking OK, you will be prompted to specify the location where Keepass should save this file. Now make sure that you save this in a safe and secure location. It is also important, as it says right here, that you remember where the database file is stored. You should regularly create a backup of the database file. Okay, so since I'm doing this on a virtual machine, this is just a test database, I will just click on OK and I will save it on my desktop. I will call it test. Click on save. And the next thing that it asks me is to create a master password. We already know what master password is, we talked about it. We use the master password to access all the other accounts that will be hidden behind it. So for the purposes of this lecture, I'm not going to make it too large. I'm just going to type something randomly in. And this will be my master password. You can also check out the expert options, but for purposes of this tutorial, this will be enough. Here you can see the estimated quality or security of your password. So ideally, you want to make it as secure as possible. Now, I will click on OK, since this is just a test database, and it will give me a warning that the specified master password is weak. Are you sure that you want to use this? In my particular case, I will click on yes. Now comes the process of creating the database. It will ask me for the database name. I will select test and all the other options for now, such as security, compression, recycle bin and advanced, we can leave on default and click on OK. Now, here it will ask us to print the emergency document. And if we read the description, it tells us that this document is required to open our database. So in other words, you should print this and you should store it in a safe location where no other people can have access to. It also says that it is recommended that we create this, but it's really not necessary. For this particular case, since once again this is test, I'm not going to create this since I will be deleting this database as soon as we're done with this video. I will click on skip. And here it is. It created our database. Here we have the groups, different groups inside of our database, and here we have sample entries. Now, these are not real entries, just something that Keepass gives every time you create a database. These are just fake usernames and passwords. Now, for your own accounts, you most likely want to create a new group where you are going to store all of that. So to create a group, all we have to do is we want to right click on the database and click on add group. Here it will ask us for the group name, and I will just call it online accounts. Let's call it like that and click on OK. You will see it get added right here. And what's next thing, or the next thing that we want, is we want to add different accounts to this online accounts group. To do that, we select the group, we click on entry, and we click on add entry. Here we want to add entry for any social media account or any account whatsoever that you want to add to this group. For this particular case, I will just create a fake Facebook account. So I will just create an entry for a Facebook account. I'll title it Facebook. The username will be test@gmail.com. The password will be something random and easy. Of course, this is not real username and real password. It doesn't exist on Facebook, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we are creating it. And under the URL, we want to specify the login URL page for the Facebook. You would specify any login URL page. If you were creating, for example, an entry for Twitter, here would go the URL of the Twitter login page. So now to copy and paste it, we need to navigate to Facebook. So let's type facebook.com, and here is the login page. So we just want to double click all of this, copy it, and paste it right here. This will be the URL login page for this specific entry. As far as advanced options goes, we're not interested in that at the moment. All we want to do is click on OK right here. And you will see the entry getting added right here. Now you have your first entry inside your password manager for a Facebook account. In order to use it, all you want to do, you want to go to Facebook, you want to click on the first input right here, which in our case is email, and you want to right click here and perform auto type. You will see it will automatically type our entries and it will press login for us. Now, of course, since once again this is a fake account, this will not work and we will not be logged into Facebook, but if you were to add your real account, it would work and now you would be logged in to Facebook. So once again, let's go back. What you want to do, select once again the first input, go here, right click on your entry and perform auto type. That is how you can log in with this entry. Now, if you also want to generate a strong password for your Facebook account and put it in Password Manager, what you want to do is you want to click on Tools, Generate Password, and here you can choose which options you want to generate a strong password. You can select all of these. You can also select different letters. You can select the amount of characters that you want, so let's say 35. You can also check out some advanced options and all of that. And finally, at the preview, you can see the preview of the possible passwords. So for example, if I wanted to, I can copy any of these passwords. Let's say this one, for example, copy it right here. I can click on cancel. If I want to, I can right click right here, edit entry, and under the password, I can just paste my secure and strong password. As we can see right here, it's really good. It's one of the best passwords that you can create. If you want to double check what it is once again, you can click on these three dots and it will show you your password. Click back and click on OK. Now also make sure that this password you change on Facebook. So the same password must be changed on your Facebook account. Otherwise, of course, this won't really work. And once you do both of that, and you want to log in once again, you right click, perform auto type. It will type in the same email address, but it will type the new password, which as you can see is much longer. If you were to change this password as well on Facebook, now it would work and you would be able to log in to your Facebook account. Okay, awesome. let's close this. And another security measure that I just want to mention is that you can always use this icon to lock your workspace. This is useful when you're, for example, away from your computer. So let me just save this. As we can see, it will lock our workspace. Here is the database that we have saved. And since our application is still on, we can access it, but nobody else can access it since it will ask for master password. Once we come back to our computer, we can type it in and we can click on OK. The master password is invalid, so let me just type it once again. Now it should be good, and here it is. With the correct master password, you unlock your database and you can use as many entries as you want and log into your social media accounts. Okay, so we saw how password managers work, we demonstrated Keepass, and in the next video what we're going to do is we're going to mention some other password managers that you can use instead of Keepass if that's what you prefer. Nonetheless, thank you for watching. Always remember to not forget your master password, and I will see you in the next lecture.